Yes, here we are once again. It's Wednesday. It's noon Eastern time. It is the High Noon Hemp Show on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page, also on demand on YouTube. Search Jedi Hemp to find it. I am Joe Clare. You can Google me if you want. I'm not whoever the executive vice president guy is that comes up. That's not me. The cannabis stuff is me. He is Beach. He is high above hemp quarters in Sharonville Beach. A lot of stuff going on your side of the river. How are things in Hemptations land?
They are as good as they can be. That is true as I sit high above the hemp quarters, high above the store in the hemp quarters in Sharonville. Welcome to the High Noon Hemp Show, everyone. It's true. It is a momentous day after in Ohio as SB 57, which we all know has been tumultuous. I don't know if I said that word. Up until this point, it was they acted like they weren't going to do anything, and then all of a sudden, it was pretty much voted through 100% and 97% through the House and the Senate, and then it sat on the governor's desk for the maximum amount of days that it could until it became law anyway.
Very dramatic.
And then the governor at the state fair yesterday signed it. And so no more confusion as to the whole hemp products and CBD controversy. I'll discuss that more in a little bit. I want to first say that, and I think this was part of why they pushed it back as far as they could, because I want to commend the Department of Agriculture, because the minute that the governor signed it, they actually launched a page that will help you if you want to get involved in the hemp farming aspect of it. So we do have a little video here from the Department of Agriculture kind of explaining this and all that. And so, Maestro, if you please.
Indeed.
I think the number one goal of the Department of Agriculture at this point is education. Within minutes of the Governor DeWine signing Senate Bill 57, which legalizes hemp and hemp production in Ohio, Department of Agriculture launched a new website, a new Facebook page, and has 6 telephones that are available to answer the community's questions about what is hemp, when can I consider growing hemp, what's the process for applying for a license, how as a university can I research this project. At this point, contact the Department of Agriculture. We will take your information. We will educate you as to the process, the rulemaking process, which will take approximately 6 months from today's date. We hope and anticipate that farmers will be able to grow hemp in Ohio next spring. But there's a process that we have to engage in to create the rules and regulations about how to go about doing that. The bill contained an emergency clause, which in effect requires the Food Safety Division of the Department of Agriculture to today begin traveling the state, pulling samples of CBD products off the shelves to test at this point for truth in labeling. Truth in labeling is that aspect of a product that claims it cures cancer, or a product that clearly looks homemade, such as some kind of a liquid in a mason jar. Those are the things that our department is authorized to embargo and go through an embargo process, even while the rulemaking process is still in place. And so in that regard, various states have created a certified seed program. This is where the universities will come into play, testing seed to one, make sure that it can grow well in Northeast Ohio or Southwest Ohio, but 2, to test for what we call hot, whether it's hot or not. We believe in the Department of Agriculture that we're going to create not a list of certified seeds, but a list of prohibited seeds, so that farmers are not going to engage in an expensive process of planting something that we know already is going to produce a product that is more than 0.3 THC, which by law we have to destroy. One of the most important partners that ODA is going to have going forward is law enforcement. So a big part of the hemp program is an IT program, a mapping process. A farmer who wishes to grow hemp will help us create technological map of their farm, so to speak. That information will be shared by local and state law enforcement officials so that they know that that's a legal crop. As you know, hemp and marijuana look very similar in the field. So if you want to grow it, if you want to process it, the license is important so that we all work together. Any individual who is growing something that does not have a hemp license, we're going to presume it's marijuana, and then you're dealing with cultivating an illegal substance in Ohio.
Don't buy random liquid in a mason jar. I think that's always good advice.
That's
no matter
right.
What you're dealing
And
with.
don't buy your industrial hemp seeds from somebody out of an alley either. But again, good for them. That follows, that pretty much follows the federal guidelines. That's pretty much status quo for all the states that are growing everything that she talked about. And so, good for them on all of that. And again, I want to make it perfectly clear that when she says the Department of Agriculture, which is kind of interesting that they're the ones that are going to run around and do the testing, the only, once again, that they're going to be looking at is claims. And so if we sold products and we made claims on a particular product, then we would be susceptible to them coming in and saying, hey, you said this does this, and you can't do that. And again, we can't, these are supplements. We can't give medical advice. Nothing on a label that we carry claims to do anything. And so that's where their aspect of the whole CBD emergency clause, they called it, because again, the original wording was just that it said it makes hemp products and CBD legal, so to speak, from industrial hemp. But then all of a sudden, I think somebody had to be assigned the tasks of regulating those things, just like the FDA does. And again, the FDA just called out this week, a major CBD company for making claims. Obviously that company no longer doesn't say that whatever it's said on their website or whatever. And so the FDA can come in, and that's obviously now where the Department of Agriculture, who has obviously been given this task in the state of Ohio, can come in and pull that mason jar of CBD off the shelves and say, this does not look appropriate. Now,
homemade.
The funny thing is about that is just because it's in the mason jar, and, again, if we had a product in a mason jar, to use her hypothetical situation, and we were saying this is what it was, 500 milligrams of CBD, whatever, once again, all they're going to be tasked on doing is putting that embargo, which means it sits on the shelf until they test it. And again, if they test it and it's 500 milligrams of CBD in a whatever base, then the embargo would be lifted. And so even if it looks shady,
Maybe it's a style
that doesn't
thing.
mean
Get your
that's
CBD in a cool looking mason jar.
CBD is everywhere. And so, it's not going to surprise me that somebody's going to have CBD in a mason jar mixed with something on their shelves. I'm not going to doubt that for 1 minute. But again, it's the point is, this is all about whether you're telling the truth or not, or what you are stating, not about it being a CBD product or anything like that. And so, which again, it's the same authority that the FDA has over anything as far as medical claims, blah, blah, blah. And so nothing, again, that's nothing that once again, that's nothing that affects us and shouldn't affect us. I'm not saying that, now that all this paperwork's signed, they're going to come after me because I was the guy that's nanny boo boo. I know the law in the state of Ohio, and I'm not pulling my product. And so, anyway, bring them on. I feel very good about what we do and how we do it, and so I'm not too worried about that. That's for sure. On the seed aspect, we are domestically developing industrial hemp cultivars as we speak. And so, again, obviously, I would recommend you go to a state like a seed producer in a state like Kentucky or, even Colorado, Wyoming, ironically, and know that they've been doing it for a while. You can import seeds. There are already recognized industrial hemp cultivars internationally. And so, if you want to try to bring in a seed from Russia to grow for fiber or whatever, from Italy to grow for fiber or any one of the other countries in the world that grows for industrial purposes, you should be able to do that. And that's kind of working about, I have not heard of anybody importing. I've not heard of anyone importing industrial hemp seeds and coming up hot, as she says, which would be 0.4% or more THC.
The good stuff.
And again, all the first seeds, especially in Kentucky, all the first seeds in Kentucky were imported because they got held up by customs and the DEA and all this and all the other. And so, the rest of the world is already growing low THC industrial hemp. Now, again, some of that could be 0.5%. They don't pay any attention. That's the thing. And eventually we need to get to a point whereas if I'm growing it for, say, food or fiber, that THC doesn't matter. There's no THC in the seed. And if the seed is washed properly, there would be no THC on the outside. And so, to actually have THC limits on certain forms is kind of ludicrous to begin with. Again, if you're growing for fiber, who cares if it's 28% THC? You might have to convince somebody to destroy those flowers in a big bonfire, maybe. But again, it doesn't carry over to the fiber product. If you build a house out of the hemp shiv, using the hemp shiv, then the walls, whether they test positive for THC, which they wouldn't matter anyway. Don't go licking the walls of a hemp house thinking there's THC in there. Anyway, and again, that's the next step is to just kind of get away with some of these. In the industry, we'd like to see a 1% or a 2%, but in all honesty, it shouldn't matter. Again, if as much as the end result is, and eventually, once cannabis is taken off the controlled substance list, it will be a lot less of a matter. So you can grow a high THC grain crop if you wanted to, so to speak. And again, there's no THC in the seeds. The only chance of getting THC from the seeds would be on the outside. And so if you did a simple rinsing or some type of shake, a lot of times they shake the seeds really hard and that gets everything off of them. That's kind of a standard process in the grain industry. And so for grain that's going to be consumed by humans, so to speak. And so again, this is SB 57. Guess what, farmers? Here we come. And so, I look forward to trying to plot off, an acre and a half or so to do my. I really want to do a grain, a CBD, and fiber, all three. Just to do a little experiment. I don't need to be a hemp farmer. It would be fun to have a limited special edition Hemptation CBD that was Ohio grown CBD and Ohio grown hemp oil. And so we'll see if we can possibly make that happen for our current line of Hemptations tinctures.
Plus,
that sounds kind of fun. Yeah.
Update
We'll
from the hemp field.
Put it in a little hemp bag made of the fiber. And,
there you go.
Just keeping it Ohio real. Right now we're keeping it Kentucky real, but that's because Kentucky was smart enough to do this. Sorry, Ohio. Kentucky's growing 45,000, and
Took a
we're
little
starting
while.
from zero next year. Finally, 40. I think it's the 47th state. I think someone else said it was the 46th state. I can't keep track, but I know this. We were in the last 5% holdouts. One way or another, we were one of the last states to do it. Good for them for finally doing it. And I said, and I don't know why, there should really be no reason. Kentucky gets their applications deadline in by, I believe, the beginning of December. And at this point, there's probably no reason, in Ohio. I don't want to say that in Ohio because we should take applications all the way up till the spring, in my opinion. I think that's the way the process should go at this point. We could jump ahead of Kentucky on that one and just take, up until March or so just to get the right paperwork into the government to make sure that everything's back and done with by the time the plants, the seed has to go in, maybe February anyway. And so, hopefully as the director of the Department of Agriculture said, 6 months up and running, which definitely puts us in the springtime, which definitely gives us enough time to get seed in the ground and get going on this. And so it wasn't this year, too bad, but 2020 is going to be the year for growing hemp in Ohio, and good for them. Good for finally making this happen in Ohio. Obviously, I've been quite popular with the media and whatnot these days. And so last night, if you go to Fox 45 in Dayton, if you go to their website, you can watch the story that ran last night. They drove all the way down from Dayton to interview me because, and again, it was a big deal. It was everywhere. And so good for them. But this night, and was the very top article or very top story this morning when I clicked on their website.
Yeah.
So that's Fox 45 in Dayton ran this story last night. Here is Channel 5's story. Now this ran last week right after the signing. We weren't really sure at the time if it had been signed or not. But anyway, this is a really good little news clip. So once again, Maestro.
There we go.
Clothes, bags, shoes. The list of items made from industrial hemp could go on and on.
Industrial hemp has to have 0.3% or less THC in it. And that's the food product that we sell. That's a pair of jeans, for that matter, that we sell.
That means it won't get you high, whether it's in candy or turned into CBD oil. While hemp has never been illegal in Ohio, growing the product has been outlawed, stunting the growth of farmers in the Buckeye State until today.
It's really just clarifying things. And so there's no more argument with the Board of Pharmacy's opinion on cannabis-derived products.
E.R. Beach has been selling hemp products for more than 20 years. He says many other vendors confuse the State Board of Pharmacy's medical marijuana policies with state and federal laws. The founder of the Ohio Hemp Farmers Cooperative says farmers are lined up by the hundreds, eager to start growing next season. Supporters say the economic impact will be just one of the benefits.
In no state where they're moving forward with industrial hemp are they growing less as to what they grew the year before.
And with this signing, the future of industrial hemp in Ohio is no longer hazy. Reporting in Sharonville, Ashley Kirkland, WLWT News 5.
The legend that is Beach grows. By the way, welcome to Nick and Amy Wolfenberger in the chat area, checking out the show. Media Beach.
Thank you.
Spreading the word.
I do want to thank Brian Thomas on 55 KRC and Scott Sloan 700 WLW. They had me on this morning, bright and early. Again, explain to everybody kind of what's going on and what's up there too. And so thanks It's as it's again, it's a good day. Everybody wants to talk to Beach about hemp. 23 almost 24 years later. So it makes me feel good. It's true. So. All right, go. There it is, folks. SB 57 signed. It's law, went into law instantaneously. Once again, clarifying that hemp products, CBD, 100% legal in the state of Ohio, and hemp farming is now legal in the state of Ohio through the Department of Agriculture. And so, hooray! It is quite a momentous day for us here at Hemptations, for sure, being a Ohio company. I grew up in Kentucky, and so I'm very proud of what Kentucky has done there. But I've been looking forward to saying hemp farming is legal in Ohio for a while now, and lo and behold, here it is. Signed into law, no more confusion. We're gonna do it. So thanks everybody that worked or has done anything in hemp in Ohio to get this to happen. Whether it was 5 minutes of talking about it or tireless running to the state house, as a lot of people have been doing. To get this to happen, as well as I give it to the government, 30-0 in the Senate. That's unanimous, folks. And 89-4 in the House, which I'm guessing is 97%. And so, there were literally 3 holdouts. I believe it was 89-3, 3 holdouts when it came to nays on this thing. And so here we go, Ohio. We gonna grow, Ohio. I just got my Kentucky accent on, and I should actually say it like, we are going to grow in Ohio.
That's right.
I don't want to make fun of people for speaking clearly. Anyway, yeah, it's great, right? I will say that I'm gonna leave the local news on a little bit of a sad note. I am going down to Carrie, our biggest fans, my cousin who passed away 3 months ago. Going down to her memorial in Jacksonville. For those of you who don't know, she was literally our biggest fan. She was our biggest fan on Facebook 3 months after she passed away, because she watched the show every Wednesday and supported me and all those things. And so she will always be the High Noon Hemp Show's biggest fan. And so anyway, we're gonna miss you, Carrie. I miss you every Wednesday. Wednesday. All right, on to the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door, as I like to say. This week we actually are spotlighting not only a hemp product from a West Virginia company, but they are hemp growers in West Virginia. I can tell you Doug's probably in a hemp field right now, not watching the High Noon Hemp Show, tending to his hemp plants. But this is some of the new Wink and Son backpacks. Back to school's coming soon. You will see a soon enough red, white, and blue theme for today's show too, I guess, supporting the government's decision in Ohio to make the right one. But yeah, we just got a fresh batch of some Wink and Son hemp backpacks. All the styles kind of different in every store, once again, and this is what's on the shelves in Sharonville anyway. But every store just got a new batch of Wink and Son backpacks and other products. The next one is actually a new product. I've never shown these guys before because these are brand new to us. I've been talking about picking up a smokable CBD, and we have. And so we have a couple different, I want to call them CBD cigarettes because they're pre-rolled filter in a pack. As you can see, 0% THC. They're going over quite well. I was in the store the other day, and a customer had come back in to buy another. He had tried them and liked them, and so there's the Wild Hemp CBD cigarettes on the shelves in all the locations at Hemptations as well. And then the next one is also a CBD product, one that's been around for a while. One of our locals, or they were the local first, probably one of the first Ohio, if not first Ohio CBD company out there, very likely. But this is my favorite flavor, the lemon and lavender CBD seltzer. No longer to be a controversial product in the world. The distributor that was carrying this, going to say how we still have this on the shelves or not, but the big distributor that was carrying this had their product embargoed at one point or another. Obviously, there's not going to be another issue with any of that. They can come and test it for shadiness if they want to, I suppose. But I look forward to. Yeah, I look forward to Queen City moving back to the Queen City as well, because they kind of were worried for a minute and moved things over to Kentucky. It is what it is, but hopefully we can welcome them back to the Queen City. But if you look on my desk, I probably got some empty cans of that as we speak.
Contraband.
And that's right, contraband, more contraband. No longer contraband, as we could say.
Right.
I shouldn't admit that I had it before yesterday. I don't know if that's still possible or not. But the last one is these guys are known for their soap, but we've been carrying their shampoo and conditioner for a while. So this is the Dr. Squatch shampoo and conditioner, and I like these guys a lot. I love their soaps. I usually have one of their bar soaps, one of their scents of bar soaps in the bathroom or the shower at all times. I rotate my shampoo and conditioner. I know I've tried it, and I don't think I disliked it. But again, these are on the shelves all the time for your hemp shampoo and conditioner needs.
If I do say so, they have the best logo of all the products that I've seen.
And they had some really fun videos, like commercial-like videos, in all honesty, too, that were out there promoting their products in a very fun way. And so I'm sure you can find those online. They're having fun with it, but they make a good product. Good for them. Again, we've been carrying them for a while now. It's amazing. We carry so much of their soap that they actually opened up a distributor in Indiana. That's no joke. No, I don't know if that's really true because of us, but I can say that it was after we had been ordering from them for a while that they opened up a Midwest distributor. And so there's 4 from the store, as we say. And this week, once again, I've got one more from my door. And so, last week I did a curtain, a handmade curtain by Mary. Well, this curtain was made by Mary as well, but this is actually a pleated curtain. And so this is kind of a whole different style, just to show, once again, that hemp can do anything that any other fiber can do. And it makes a great pleated curtain if you want to make yourself a set of pleated curtains. Again, this is at the house. I'm pretty sure that Mary made these as well. So they're homemade pleated curtains, but once again, literally from the door of the house. So on the product spotlights, when I say 4 from the store, 1 from the door, once again, we have another from the door. So there's the product spotlight. Once again, you can find all those products, the first 4, in all the stores. If you go into one of the stores and it's not there, then demand that it gets there as soon as possible, and we will try to make that happen.
That's right.
And now,
Yes. Now, really, a segment that really needs no more introduction because it's widely known as the best thing on Facebook on Wednesday or any day, and it teaches people the world over how to dress because right now they're doing it wrong. They want to do it right, so they ask the most pertinent question of the day: what are you wearing, beach?
that's right. If you woke up on this momentous day in Ohio and you said, "What are you wearing, Beach?"
Bam.
Well, now you're going to know. But we're on that old red, white, and blue government support colors, so to speak. So, if you want to say it like that, I don't know. But on the old head is a classic, probably one of the first actual Hemptations hats that we ever had made. It's a head case hat. Says Hemptations 420 on it. Again, probably maybe real close. So at least over 20 years old, 21, 22, maybe. Your old classic Hemptations hat. And then this is a Recreator hemp shirt for the Hemp History Weeks. It says "Sow the Seed" on it, which also represents the signing of SB 57 in Ohio, making it law that we will now be able to sow the seed in Ohio. My large shorts, and when I say large, I don't mean the size. I mean that is LRG, the company. With the blue hempies belt. And you can see my hemp pen sticking out of the pocket there. I didn't get to get a hemp pen to the governor. He did not sign SB 57 with a hemp pen, but I threw it out there, and no one made that happen on the governor's end. And so anyway, I've got some Hemptopia briefs with my good old fashioned, I love them, Hemp Traders no show socks, and then these are kind of my iPath boat shoe. And I'm wearing those because today we're headed off to the beach. And so, that kind of works in with the red, white, and blue and the signing of the SB 57 into law in Ohio and all those good things. So if you woke up on this momentous day after in Ohio, and you said, "What are you wearing, Beach?" Now you know how I'm celebrating SB 57 getting signed.
Everybody out there, go change your clothes.
Thanks for asking.
Look more like Beach.
I don't think anybody needs to look more like me. That's a terrible thing to wish upon somebody. It sounds like more like a curse. No, I just I laugh that I feel like because of just my tallness and whatnot. I laugh that I'm some type of Muppet of some sort. Not necessarily Beaker, but maybe Beaker-esque. It's like hemp, 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 hemp. That's all Beaker was ever saying. Hemp, 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 hemp. Anyway, now on to the national news, which we really don't have any real news going on. We have quite a bit of events. I'll go over happening in August and whatnot. As usual, and I've actually already updated, so any events that I talk about here are already updated on the second page of the Hemptations Beach, Hemptations.com. On Hemptations.com, if you go to the About page, you will see all the events that I talk about that are going on all over the world on the High Noon Hemp Show. And I've also added a link on the first page, right above our events, which are all the events at the store or I'm involved in. I added a link to the YouTube channel. And so hopefully that works, but you can click right on that. You can subscribe to the YouTube Jedi Hemp channel and watch all of the previous episodes of the High Noon Hemp Show on there. And so reward Joe's tireless efforts to make the High Noon Hemp Show a worldwide phenomenon, and go and subscribe and keep watching here, obviously live. But I know a lot of us can't, and so YouTube is the way to catch up on the High Noon Hemp Show if you can't watch it live. Let all your friends and all your neighbors know. Hemp is legal in Ohio, so we can talk about the High Noon Hemp Show with everybody.
Yes. We're no longer embargoed.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to admit that you watched the High Noon Hemp Show. All right, we'll get through these events. Get on with this momentous day. August 3rd, we've got the Hemp Day in Woodford County from 1 to 4 at the Jack Jewett House Historic Site. That's in Versailles, Kentucky. So if you're down in Kentucky and you want to go enjoy the Hemp Day, there you have that. August 2nd and 4th. Coming up, you got the Miami Beach Convention Center, the largest USA CBD and hemp expo. So if you're going to be around Miami this weekend, by all means, go check out the largest, as they say. I bet this next event would actually argue that, because this next event's in Texas. But August 5th and 6th, you have the West Texas Regional Hemp Conference and Vendor Expo at San Angelo, Texas. And so you ask anybody in Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. So we'll see. Miami and Texas are going to go at it now. August 6th, we've got the Penn State Hemp Research Field Day. You can go to extension.psu.edu. And again, that's on the Hemptations Beach website. And find out more about state's Hemp Research Field Day. August 8th through 10th, you've got the Carolina Industrial Hemp Expo and Festival down at the Raleigh Sheratel. North Carolina is, they're going gangbusters with it. They've got some controversy with the smokable CBD industrial hemp right now. It did get pushed back, and so we'll see how it all gets worked out down there. But as far as growing industrial hemp, they have really kind of embraced it as far as the state and whatnot. So if you're down there, check that out. August 15th, we have the local showing at 6 p.m. of the Hemp State documentary, and this is down at the Southgate House Revival. I think they're doing 4 showings in Kentucky, if I saw correctly, on this documentary. But that is the local one to Cincinnati. If you're in Kentucky, I'm sure you can find more information on where and when else they're doing the Kentucky Place Hemp State documentary. August 27th at the Henry Clay Estates in downtown Lexington, you've got the Hemp Social from 1:30 to 3 o'clock at the Ashland Henry Clay Estate, where they grow a little plot of hemp every year since 2015 or so, right there in the middle of Lexington for everybody to see, and no threat to the children. And then September 6th and 7th, you have the second annual Southern Hemp Expo in Franklin, Tennessee. Now, again, this is the NOCO. This is the organizers of NOCO, which is the largest, probably up to date. Maybe Miami will outdo it. It's one of the largest hemp expos in the whole country out in Colorado. This is the kind of the Midwest South of that, known as the Southern Hemp Expo. And so, again, that's September 6th through the 7th. And then that's pretty much it for the immediate future. I do want to say that I think the Hemp Farm Summit at the end of September 28th. September 28th is when the Hemp Farm Summit in Pickaway County Fairgrounds, Circleville, Ohio is going to happen. I spoke at last year's summit. I have not been officially asked to do anything yet, but I will say that I do believe in Ohio this is going to be big. The organizers really brought in a decent crowd for the first year that this ever happened last year. Hemp wasn't even legal to grow, but there was a huge interest in the farming. And so, if you're in the hemp industry or any way want to learn about Ohio hemp farming at this point, whatnot, that's September 28th. Get involved with that one way or another. And so that's all the events, folks. That's it on this momentous day after in Ohio. once again, congratulations to Ohio for legalizing hemp farming and clarifying the law on hemp products and CBD. I will say I didn't post a picture. I was thinking about printing it out and reading it, but the Board of Pharmacy, ironically, also put out a statement yesterday reiterating the legality of CBD from industrial hemp, something that they didn't take the time to truly clarify before, but now all of a sudden, because of SB 57, they're willing to clarify exactly the difference between CBD from marijuana and CBD from industrial hemp, which has never been illegal anyway. And so good for them.
It's always helpful.
Always helpful in the nicest ways.
Oh, and don't forget. If you're out
Oh,
on the
don't
highway,
forget, I did. If you're out on the highway, I'm not too vain. And so I
looming
forgot,
over
but,
you.
yeah. I like to say that this billboard is approximately 4.20 miles north of the river going up 75. And so if you're traveling through Cincinnati and you cross the river and you're going up 75, pay attention. You may just get to see my smiling face looking down on you. And I was just joking with someone, half joking, because this is kind of the truth to the matter, is that I've always wanted to put the world's largest selection or world's largest or something on there on a billboard, and so largest selection of hemp on the planet does it.
There you go. The legend grows.
The legend grows. I don't know about the legend.
Billboard Beach.
Billboard Beach. I think I'm pretty much still the hemp guy. I think that I have actually upgraded to the Hemptations guy now. And so more people, instead of just calling me, hey, aren't you the hemp guy? They're actually referred to, hey, aren't you the Hemptations guy? And so, they're actually remembering the name. Good. I'm glad.
That's right. Branding.
I remember when I came up with it. Ironically, I was going up 71, not 75. But I'll let you know what location of the billboard is, because it does move around. It is a lean billboard. This first location was great. I think we're there for a week or two more, and then we'll probably be moving. And so I will update everyone when we do move and where that new location is. So if they want to drive by that, they can, at the end of the year, they can say, I drove by every location of the Hemptations billboard.
That's right. If they're going to alter their route to work or whatever,
that would put you up there. That would put you up there with the fandom list. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching the High Noon Show. Tell your friends if they missed it. If you missed it, then you're watching it on YouTube, and we appreciate you doing that at the Jedi Hemp channel. Go to hemptations.com for any more info. And remember, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See you all next week.